All right, we are live. Bitcoin is heading all the way. It's already headed to 44K. I feel like Bitcoin is making heads spin. I know my head's been spinning a bit with how fast Bitcoin is shooting up and just blowing minds here. So today I'm going to talk about what we have, the upcoming December 12th Bitcoin new moon, and we have Mercury retrograde happening hours after the new moon. So this is very significant, unique astrology event that we're happening here. So what I do on this channel is I look at the Bitcoin astrology. I'm one of the few people in the world that is going into so much detail on analyzing the Bitcoin astrology, as well as technical analysis, as additionally, as that is very, very critical and important. So this is not financial or investment advice, and I will give the predictions for this new moon and Mercury retrograde coming up at the end of the video. I'm going to go into more detail than I did on my last video where I spoke a bit about this. I have to say, guys, this is a bit difficult to predict. There's not a ton of clarity on this one, but I will do my best. Bitcoin has shot up a lot more than anticipated, but I'm not complaining. I will say I have been selling some of my Bitcoin, as that is my strategy. My strategy is that when we are heading into these retracement levels, let's see if I can pull up these retracement levels, when we're heading into the close to the 0.618 and the 0.702, which is up at 50,000, I'm potentially going to sell a lot of my Bitcoin, because we could be seeing a major altcoin run. And actually, historically, not many people talk about this, but the altcoins outperform Bitcoin. So I am already, since we've already passed the 50% level at 42,000, which is just blowing my mind, it's a bit earlier than I thought. I'm selling some Bitcoin, following my strategy, putting some into altcoins and cash right now. All right, what are you guys doing? What are you planning with your crypto strategy? All right, so let's dive into the astrology. Check this out. All right, so as you can see here, we have the Earth and we also have the moon. The moon looks so tiny. It's right here in front of the Earth. On this new moon, we have the moon conjunct the sun. So directly looking from the Earth, there's the moon right in front of the sun there. And this is a new moon. And then shortly after, we're going to have Mercury retrograde. So typically Mercury goes in this direction. It goes in a circle. If it's coming around this way, if you're a spectator on Earth, which you are unless you're an alien on another planet, you're going to spectate that Mercury's going to be going left here. But then when it goes retrograde, it starts going the other direction. It's going to start going right. So that's what we call Mercury retrograde. And if all goes well, I can show you what that looks like. Let me click the play button. So Mercury has been going left here, and then it's gonna go right. Whoopsies. That went in the opposite direction. Let me try that again. Let me go back. All right, so you see it going in that direction. Oh, actually, I guess I said the opposite. So I guess we're going to be going right here. It has been going just the opposite of what I said. It's been going left here, and then it's going to start going right, and that's going to be Mercury retrograde. So we're going to go forward here, and now Mercury retrograde is when it goes right. And then it's going to be complete when it starts going back left when you are viewing it from the Earth. So now it's going back left in January, and it's going to be Mercury direct again. Hopefully that makes sense. Let me know any questions you have in the comments. I'm going to close that, and we're going to go to the astrology here. And this is the new moon. We have the sun and the moon conjunct in Sagittarius. And what is very interesting this time is we're going to go forward a few hours. Mercury is going direct still on the moment of this new moon. It's in Capricorn, but then if we go forward a few hours, you're going to see it turn red. There it is. So Mercury turns red, turns retrograde a few hours after the new moon. All right, so this is significant because typically I've looked in the history of Mercury retrograde and how it affects the Bitcoin price. I know I'm getting some haters in the comments. They're like, "Oh, you think Mercury retrograde affects the Bitcoin price? You crazy?" Yeah, it does, because I've actually analyzed this and looked at every single Mercury retrograde that's happened since Bitcoin. And what happens is about 75% of the time, the markets either dump or consolidate and just trade sideways. And then about 25% chance that historically, 25% of the time, Mercury retrograde can coincide with Bitcoin pump. So you could call this just a coincidence, or you could say that, astrology does affect things. Whatever you prefer. I'm just analyzing the data here. I'm just looking at trends. So if you like data, then that's what we're talking about. So Mercury is going to retrograde. Let's see. Does it happen exactly? Yeah, at the end of December 12th Pacific Standard Time into December 13th. Now, I did switch my time to California time because earlier last month I was in Bali, which is a totally different time zone. So yes, this is California time zone. And one thing that we have in the astrology is right around the new moon on the 12th, or actually the day after, we have a negative transit. We have the sun square the Bitcoin Saturn, so we could start getting some dumping around there. Also, typically around the new moons, if you didn't already know, we usually get local market peak and then some dumping until the full moon 14 days later towards the end of December. And what's interesting is that we also have, if we go back a few days, Neptune is stationing direct. And Neptune is this planet right here. There's Neptune. Right, let me keep going back here. So Neptune is stationing direct. It's retrograding right now, but it's going to station direct on December 6th / December 7th. And typically, Neptune has the themes of confusion. That's one of the major themes with Neptune. So we could be dealing with a lot of confusion. I know I've been feeling a little confused with like how crazy the crypto markets are going, which I'm happy about. Just my head's spinning a little bit. So everything's going so fast. In a good way, a really good way. So be cautious, because the Neptune confusion is real, and you don't want to make any decisions that you would later regret. So wait until you get clarity to make any major decisions. Don't just act super impulsively right now or the next week or two. Remain cautious and remain solid and committed to your strategy. Okay, so predictions. Whoopsies. So we could be seeing Bitcoin starting to peak out here soon. And if all goes to the historic pattern of the new moons typically being a peak in the markets, we could see some dumping. Now, it's not true every single time. And since the markets are going on such an extreme tear here, it's a bit difficult to predict, but we could see some topping out around this new moon on December 12th. And we could see a bit of a pause. I'm definitely feeling a bit of the Neptune confusion right now. So I don't have like a crystal ball here or crystal clarity. But let's just do a thought experiment. Perhaps we continue to head up in the next few days. Maybe we head up to 45 or even 48. And then perhaps by the new moon, we start to consolidate maybe in the mid 40s or even back to the lower 40s. And in the most bearish case, perhaps we head down to like 38 or 36 in a much more bearish case, before we potentially head back up in January, perhaps for an altcoin run. Something around those lines. Now, I cannot tell you exactly what the prices are going to go to on each day. Okay, I don't have a crystal ball, but generally speaking, we'll probably see some sort of a peak around December 12th or before then, and then maybe we consolidate for January. So either we consolidate or we dump. I don't know how far. I cannot give you exact numbers on that. And January is also looking bullish. We could definitely continue this bullish momentum into January, maybe even to February, but let's just stick with January for now. Good stuff, guys. Good news. And if you want to take some profits, that's totally up to you. I have taken some profits. I'm not saying I'm selling everything, but I'm getting paid, guys. Feels good. All right. So if you want to get paid as well, you can make your own decisions about that. Hope you like this video. I'll be coming out with a lot more Bitcoin and altcoin astrology videos. I also have access to this incredible developer data that me and my colleague are analyzing, and we are identifying some of the altcoins with the highest potential. We could be heading into an altcoin run any day now, or in the next week, or the next couple weeks, or the next month. All right, so if you guys want access to that, check out the links below. Thanks so much for watching. Like it, subscribe. You want to see more videos like this, and I'll see you on the next one.